Hello students, here we will discuss about series inductor circuit impulse response. Okay, in the previous video we have discussed about impulse function corresponding to the switching action, and that in that case we have discussed about the capacitor circuit. Now we will consider an inductor circuit and how this switching action produces an impulse function in the case of an inductor circuit. That is our discussion. Okay, first of all, let us see. Switching operation produces an impulsive response, and here what we are going to find is the time domain value of the voltage or current after the switch has been opened. In the previous capacitor circuit we have discussed about the switching action, that means how the impulse function occur when the switch is closed. Now here we are discussing about the impulse function associated with the switching action, that means when we open a switch how the impulse function occur. At that time we will find out the voltage value or current value, and when we open the switch at time t equal to 0, there is a change in the value of instantaneous current through the L2, which causes V0 to contain an impulsive component. See, here is a circuit that contains two inductors L1 and L2, and also there is some resistor 10 ohm and 15 ohm. Here there is a switch in between this, and here it is shown that the switch is open at t equal to 0. So we will open this switch at t equal to 0, so that you know that when what will be the circuit when the switch is closed. See, when the switch is closed, the current flows from this source in this manner. That means this part of the circuit is omitted. There is no current flow through this part when the switch was closed. So when the switch opens, that means current will find a new path to flow, that is it will go through here. Okay, when the switch opens. So when we open the switch at t equal to 0, there is a change in the value of the instantaneous current through L2, which causes V0 to contain an impulsive component. So when switch is open at t equal to 0, there is a current in the value of, there is a change in the value of the current through this L2, that is through this L2, and which will cause an impulsive component in the output voltage V out. Let us see how it will happen. See, this is the circuit diagram, and its equivalent S-domain circuit is shown here. Before that, this is the circuit diagram. Before the time, you know that whenever t less than 0, that means t equal to 0 minus, the circuit will look like this. See, this is the circuit, that is before time t equal to 0, that is at t equal to 0 minus, the circuit will be looking like this. That is one resistor and inductor is included in this circuit, other part is omitted. So at that time, the initial value of the voltage or current, see, here we are finding out the current. You can find I1 of 0 minus is equal to 100 divided by 10, right? So 100 by 10 equal to 10, that is equal to 10 ampere will be the current. So initial current through the 3 Henry impedance will be equal to 10 ampere when t equal to 0 minus. So at the time when t equal to 0, the switch will open. See, here this was the circuit. When switch open, what will happen? Current cannot flow through this path, so it will find another path like this. So the circuit will look like this. So this part will be open, so the current flows through this path. So there will be some current flow through this L2 whenever the switch is open. So the circuit will look like this. So when we are finding the S-domain equivalent circuit corresponding to this circuit, what will be the S-domain equivalent circuit? Instead of 100 by S comes. Instead of R itself. Instead of 3 Henry, you know that initially there was a current through this 3 Henry. So we can represent it as a 3S in series with a voltage source, that its polarity is minus plus, and what is the value of that voltage source? L into I0 minus. What is I0 minus? I0 minus is 10 and L is equal to 3. So 30 will comes here, and instead of 15 itself. Instead of L2, 2S will come. L2 value is 2. So 2S will be its form. And initially, in the case of L2, there is no initial current through this L2, because initially current will not flow through L2. That part was omitted. So there is no voltage source corresponding to this L2. So you can draw the equivalent S-domain circuit like this. That is shown here. Okay. So this is equivalent S domain circuit, and you have gone through how this 30 volt and 3S and 2S and 100 by S comes. Okay, so this is the equivalent circuit. Let us analyze the current value and voltage value whenever the switch is open. Okay, let us see. Here when we are going through this circuit, you know that V0 is the voltage across this one. You can see here, see, V0 is the voltage across the series combination of these two. Okay, so when we are considering if V0 is the voltage across this point will have a V0. Once you are applying KCL, that is Kirchhoff's current law, to this part of the circuit, see, when you are applying KCL, so you can find that first of all you have to mark the currents for applying the KCL. So let I1 and I2 be the current flowing outside. So by applying KCL, you know that incoming current will be equal to outgoing current. So you can write I1 plus I2. All currents are assumed to be going outside. So I1 plus I2 will be equal to 0. So instead of I1, you can write what is I1? I1 equal to voltage by change in voltage by total resistance, right? So you can write what is change in voltage? V0. This node voltage is V0. Here there are two voltage sources. So V0 minus sum of 30 volt and 100 by S. So you can write V0 minus 30 plus 100 by S by total impedance is 10 plus 3S. Okay. Similarly for the I1, what is the voltage V0 and what is the resistance 15 plus 2S. So you can write V0 by 2S plus 15 plus V0 minus 30 plus 100 by S by 3S plus 10 equal to 0. So you can solve for V0 in this equation. For that you are splitting this term. So V0 by 3S plus 10 minus 30S plus 100 by this term will be equal to 0. So V0 can be taken outside. So you will get the equation like this. Okay. In this case V0 can be taken to the left side and you can solve for the V0 value. That is, you will get finally V0 value will be equal to V0 equal to 6S plus 20 into 2S plus 15 by S into S plus 5. These all are simple mathematical rearrangement. So you can go through these steps. Okay, you can easily find that steps, and finally you will get this value. So this is the V0 of S value, that is the S domain value. To find the time domain value, you have to take the inverse Laplace transform. When you are going through the inverse Laplace transform, before that you have to multiply this bracket quantities. So you will get V0 equal to 12S square plus 120S plus 300 by S into S plus 5. Here you can see that here upper side has a second order, lower side also second order. So this is not in the form of proper rational form. That means it is in the form of an improper rational form. In such cases, you cannot directly apply the partial fraction method. Before that you have to simply divide this term by this. So this division is shown here, 12S square plus 120S plus 300 into S square plus 5S. So you can simply divide this quantities like this. So finally you will get a quotient is 12. So this is 12 is an independent guardian. So 12 plus what is the residue? That is 50S plus 300. So 50S plus 300 divided by S square plus 5S. So this is the form, and which is in the proper rational form. See, you can see that here the order is 1 and denominator has the order 2. So you can easily apply the partial fraction expansion method for this term. So to find out the time domain value, you have to find the partial fraction expansion of this term. See, 12 will, you can directly find the inverse Laplace transform, but here you have to apply partial fraction in order to find out the time domain expression. So you can go like this, 12 plus 50S divided by S into S plus 5 plus 300 by S into S plus 5. So you will get here this quantity can be written as A by S plus B by S plus 5. Here you can find A value and B value. This is the step for finding A. This is a simple procedure. A will be 60, and similarly you can find the B value. B will be minus 60. I am not going to the details because I have discussed this procedure in many videos, so you can go through it easily. Okay, so finally you will get V0 will be equal to 12 plus 50 by S plus 5 plus 60 by S minus 60 by S plus 5. So this is the final equation for V0. So this is in a proper form so that we can find the inverse Laplace transform easily. So we can find V0 equal to 12 plus 60 by S minus 10 by S plus 5. So finding out the inverse Laplace transform, you know that there is a 12 quantity. What is inverse Laplace transform of 12? Inverse Laplace transform of 12 is 12 into del of t. That is an impulse function comes along with this 12. Okay. That is inverse Laplace transform. 12 is a constant term. So inverse Laplace transform of 1 is del of t. Plus 60 into what is the inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s? That is 1. What is inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s plus 5? That is e raised to minus 5t. So you will get V0 of t equal to 12 into del of t plus 60 minus 10 into e raised to minus 5t. See, this function exists. You know that this function exists only when t greater than 0 or t equal to 0 and t greater than 0. Okay. So V0 of t will be equal to 12 into del of t plus 60 minus 10 into e raised to minus 5t into u of t. Okay. So this is the value of the output voltage when the switch is just open. That means to find, that means before you have to analyze the circuit. See, this was the circuit before time t equal to 0 minus there was no current through the cell 2. Okay. At t equal to 0 minus current will starts flowing through the cell 2. Okay. Before t equal to 0 there is no current through L2. When the time t equal to 0 there will be some current through L2. That is a point you should remember. And that current equation is, that is that voltage equation is V0 into V0 of t equal to 12 into del of t plus 60 into 10 into e raised to minus 5t into u of t. And to find it, see, now we have the value of voltage V0. To find the current value when t greater than 0 or t equal to 0, that means when the switch is opened, you know that current starts flowing through this complete circuit. At that point, when the switch is opened, you know that both inductors are connected in series. So the current through the first inductor L1 will be equal to current through the second inductor L2, right? See, this is the circuit. See, at t equal to 0, this was the circuit. So current I starts flowing through this circuit, and since these all are the part of a series circuit, the current through this inductor will be, this inductor will be equal to current through this inductor. That is IL1 will be equal to IL2. That is the point. See. So IL1 will be equal to IL2. So what is the value of the current? I will be equal to, we know that total voltage by impedance. What is the total voltage from this circuit? Total voltage is 100 by S plus 30 divided by what is impedance? 2S plus 5S. You can see the circuit again. See, this is the circuit. What is the total voltage? Total voltage is 100 by S plus 30. That is the total voltage. Okay. What is the total impedance? Total impedance is 10 plus 3S, 10 plus 15. That is 25. Okay. Plus 3S plus 2S, that is 5S. Okay. That is equal to, that is 25. So we can again go to this part, that is total voltage is 100 by S plus 30 divided by 25 plus 5S. That is the total current. So current will be equal to, you can rearrange this equation, that is 100 plus 30S by S into 5 plus S into 5. So you will get 20 plus 6x by S into S plus 5. That is the current value. This is the Laplace S domain value. To find the time domain value, you can take the inverse Laplace transform. So you have to again go for the partial fraction method. It is in the proper rational form because here the order is 1, here the order is 2. So numerator has a lesser order comparing to the denominator. So you can directly go to the partial fraction method. So you can find the A and B like the method that we have used in the previous sections. So you will get A value is equal to 4 and B value equal to 2. So you will get I will be equal to 4 by S plus 2 by S plus 5. So to find out the time domain value, you have to take the inverse Laplace transform. So you will get I is equal to, what is inverse Laplace transform of 1 by S? That is 1. That is equal to 4 into 1 plus 2 into, what is inverse Laplace transform of 1 by S plus 5? It is e raised to minus 5t into u of t. Here we are using u of t term because you know that u of t is a unit step function. It exists only between 0 and greater than values of 0. Here also you know that here now dealing with the circuits when the time is greater than 0. So that is why we are using this term u of t. It means this function or this current value is existing only for time greater than 0. That is why we are using u of t. Okay. Therefore, the current equation will be I equal to 4 plus 2 into e raised to minus 5t into u of t. That means whenever the switch is open, the current flows through the L1 and L2 and that current will be equal, and that current equation is 4 plus 2 into e raised to minus 5t. Okay. So, now we are analyzing the cases, that is whenever t less than 0. We know that t less than 0, that means the switch will be closed. At that time there will be current through inductor L1 and that current was 10 ampere that we have find out in the equation in the first slide. Okay. The current through the L2 will be 0 because that circuit portion was omitted there. That is why current through the L2 will be 0. Whenever t equal to 0, that means the switch is open. At that point the current through the L1 and current flows through L1 and L2 and that currents are equal, that is IL1 equal to IL2, and the current equation was this one. Okay. So at that point at t equal to 0 we can substitute value of t equal to 0 in this equation, so that we will get I will be equal to 4 plus 2 into e raised to minus 0, that will be equal to 6 ampere. That means IL1 equal to IL2 equal to 6 ampere. Okay. So now we can make a conclusion that the current in the L1 changes from 10 ampere to 6 ampere whenever the switch changes from closed position to open position. Similarly, what happened to the current through L2? The current through L2 was initially 0 and it changes to 6 ampere when the switch opens from closed position to open position. Okay. So whenever the time increases, that means t is greater than 0, that is t goes infinity value, then the current value will be 4 plus 2 into e raised to minus 5 into infinity, so that you will get current is equal to 4 ampere. That means whenever time passes, the switch is open, then the current through the L2 goes to a final value of 4 ampere. That means it was initially 0 ampere, then it goes to 6 ampere at the time t equal to 0, but whenever t equal to infinity, the current through the L2 will become 4 ampere. That is final value of the current is 4 ampere. Current through the L2 is 4 ampere. That is the current decreases exponentially to a final value of 4 ampere. How you can say that it decreases exponentially? See, the current equation is this one. Okay. So it has got an exponential term. That means there is an exponential decay of the current, and that exponential decay is shown here. Initially the current was 0 for L2, then it increases to 6 when the switch is closed. When the switch is open, then it decays exponentially to a final value 4 ampere, that is 4 ampere whenever t tends to infinity. So you can see that here, due to the opening of the switch, an impulse function occur in the current equation. You can see due to the opening of the switch there is an impulse function, that is 12 into del of t is an impulse function. So an impulse function occurring in the inductor circuit due to the opening of the switch. So that is the point what I am trying to say. That means we have initially said that impulse function occur in the switching circuit due to the switching action. So due to the opening of the switch, the impulse function occur here is 12 into del of t. Okay. That's all about this topic. Thank you.